everybody. We are so excited to be here today. I'm Whitney. We have Pia, Brittany, and Caroline here talking all things fashion. So welcome to New York, everyone. If you came in, if you're already here, thank you for coming and supporting us. I feel like we should start. We're talking all things fashion. I feel like it would be interesting to hear, because this is something I want to know, how everyone dressed themselves today and why you chose what you chose. You can start.
This is new LPA.
Cute.
Thank you. I had like I don't know. I'm weird about packing because I don't want it to be too contrived. Like I don't want to be like, these are my outfits for each day. But I put this on when I was packing and I was like, this fits exactly how I hoped and dreamed it would. And it makes me feel so good and confident, and that's so nice. And these are, this is a good testament to like investment boots. I've had these for 3 years. They're totem. When the heel gets weird, I get them refinished. And so I kind of just like wear them every year.
I have those too, and they are such good investment pieces.
Exactly.
Like wear them season to season. And I love the square toe. Okay, and what about you, Brett? Can I call you Brett?
Hey guys. I love jeans and a t-shirt. That is I would say that's my comfort zone. I'm all about comfort, and I never checked the weather from living in LA, so when I got here, I'm like, shoot, it's a little chillier, so probably would have worn a coat had I planned ahead a little bit more, but this is how I feel confident and like myself.
Hi, everybody. So for me, I also like comfort in the shoes. I always have to be comfortable, so I like a little kitten heel. These are Kenneth Cole. I love them. I love the color, the suede, the kind of half boot. I'm really comfortable in them. And I just of the belief that you're a special occasion, your life is a special occasion, so you should dress up for it. So I love dressing up. I always like to sparkle. I wear all my jewelry because it makes me happy. And I just threw on this great sequin skirt from Zara. I just loved it. I loved the color for fall. And a Zara sweater, just like the color coordination, kind of easy but comfortable, but still a little sparkle.
Yeah, love it.
We've been petting her jewelry backstage for like 30 minutes.
I know. I immediately asked her, I was like, I feel like everybody asks you this probably all the time, but do you sleep in all of that jewelry?
It is the #1 question every single person asks me, and I do, you guys. I'm a complete savage. I am Mrs.
Crazy.
T, and honestly, it would take forever to take it off and put it on every day, and it really does make me happy, and I think if I don't have it on, I'm more likely to just not wear it or just not make the effort, and I love it, so I sleep in it, I shower in it, I swim in it, everyone thinks I'm crazy, you hear me coming from a mile away, and I love it.
So cool.
Amazing, so cool, because I can't even sleep in earrings, so much credit. Okay, so I feel like a lot of us we're moms now, and I think that our style has changed a lot, and we've gone through different style evolutions based on the different identities and the different phases that we've had in our life. And I know for me, one of the questions that I get asked most is like, how to really find my true style, how to find my identity, and especially after life changes and body changes for you. You just had a baby, and we were just
he's right
talking
there
about
with my mom.
Everyone say hi to Carlo. How has that been for you in now getting back into your identity as not only just a mom, but as someone that wants to feel good, look good, be confident, but your body has changed and your lifestyle's changed?
It's a good testament to my work as a designer because, I gained 60 pounds with each pregnancy. And so it's like, can I make stuff that makes me feel good when I'm like at my thinnest or like at what my personal heaviest is? And both times I was able to put on clothes and be like, I feel good like no matter what stage I'm in, which is really incredible and takes like a lot of acceptance because I feel like every time I open the internet, it's like crazy bounce backs. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I just don't have those jeans. So to me, I've always been a girl that loves like a vintage bias cut dress. And I have a dress that I found at a thrift store that's like a polo Ralph Lauren semi-sheer bias cut little cap sleeve that I've just worn for the last like 5 years. I wore it when I told my husband I was pregnant. I wore it at the Dear Media IRL in Austin when I was 8 months pregnant. I just like nice to be armored with those pieces that it's just bias cut. Like, it fits you no matter where you are. And
Yeah.
so I always have like good vintage pieces like that. I was pregnant during COVID the first time, and I got lucky with like sweatpant life.
Yeah, not having to care. Yeah.
Which was really nice.
Yeah.
But I'm also someone who like lives in a button down, and like I have button downs that I wore through both pregnancies, that I wear when I'm super pregnant, when I'm not. So I just think having like key pieces that you really love in your closet that'll carry you through anything makes you feel really confident, because you're like, oh, I know that no matter what, I can like throw on that big white Zara button down and I'm gonna feel good.
Totally, totally. And what about for you? Like when you're getting dressed for the day, because I'm sure every single day is different for you, but when you're getting dressed for the day, what is your thought process? What goes into styling yourself?
I usually think of my base layer. So if I have to take off my jacket, or I have to think about what is underneath that I'm still gonna feel confident in. And so that's usually why I say that jeans and a t-shirt are always usually my base. Usually in the winter it'll be a turtleneck and some kind of slacks or jeans. So I like to think of that as, usually I'll keep that pretty simple and then play it up with what I'm wearing on top and with accessories. But I always and I love sneakers. I feel like sneakers I'm in most of the time now with having my kids and wanting to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Something that I can put on quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Same. For jeans, what jeans are you into right now? Like shape and t-shirt wise, just for basic tees and good jean shapes.
This one is from Gap. It's the organic cotton one. I like their whole, it's pretty affordable, and I have all the different cuts from it there. And for jeans, I really like a baggy denim, because that's something I can also travel on the plane with, and it feels like sweats, but I also feel a little bit more, like I feel more pulled together.
Yeah.
But these ones are just a high waist, straight leg. These are Levi's, and they have a little bit of stretch, so I'm comfortable when I'm sitting. I always think through my day of what I'm going to be doing, and I want to feel like I'm not always adjusting myself.
And then I feel like I definitely need this. Organization comes into play so much with us. I think for me, if my things aren't organized, I don't feel motivated to get dressed, and I usually will just go for the thing that's clean. I feel like you're really organized, Caroline, are you? Do you have any hot tips for us? Yes, please.
I am, because I am a little type A. I am super organized. I like things neat. I think your space, affects you just the same way I honestly believe when you look in the mirror, how you look affects how you feel. That's why I really believe in getting up and getting dressed and looking your best, because I really think it just changes your mind frame. So you want to make it easy to get dressed, right? So having it organized, knowing where your things are, I think is key. So for me, I like closet clean outs, because I like to make sure that I'm cleaning everything out that I'm not using, that I'm not wearing. Again, I donate it or I'll sell it. And what I like to do is to color coordinate. To be honest with you, I color coordinate everything and do like short sleeve, long sleeve, because again, when things are messy, personally, I forget I have things, and then you'll find you have 5 of the same shirt or whatever. And so for me, I like to edit, then I can see what's missing or what I need, like a pop of color or whatever that piece is. And then I know where everything is. I can walk into the closet and I can pick it out. And I think for me, having things organized, I do lay things out the night before. I'm more apt to go do it, like my workout clothes or that cute outfit. So for me, when things are organized and neat and you can see it, personally, I think you're more likely to use it.
Totally.
And, like for traveling, I do packing cubes. I, hang things up so that, I have outfits organized, even if it seems annoying. Taking that time, you won't overpack, you have things, you're not stressed, you actually will get dressed. So I do think organization is key to just keeping your style neat and clean and having that outfit that you can always run into your closet and grab.
Completely. I know. I wish I were more organized, and I do think that it would serve me so much better, but I agree with you. I think the color thing is important. The color thing per category is helpful. And then also for me, I think if you want to set some extra time on like a Sunday or a Saturday and lay some outfits out on the ground and do flat lays and then just take pictures of them as opposed to trying things on, because I hate trying things on. Like as much as I have to, I hate trying things on, but I feel like I know how my clothes fit me. So I'll do flat lays, and then I have albums of outfits so that I have something when I don't feel like I know what to wear.
Right.
Also, I feel like investment pieces, like your boots, vintage things, those have been what have been keeping me through, because I don't want to be such a consumer all the time. Like, I feel like in this world, we're being marketed so much and everybody's telling us the new thing that we need, but I feel like so many of the times we actually have it, we just don't know how necessarily to style it. What have been, for you, Brittany, like some of your best investment pieces that have lasted you?
I invested in a Kate leather jacket that I absolutely love. I'm one to spend more on leather pieces, whether it's shoes, bags, jackets, and spending on the items where it's like a silk or a cashmere where I know how it's made and it's going to last me. For pieces like a t-shirt, I'm not one to splurge. I like to make sure what the material is, but I don't like to invest in things where I'm gonna be washing it so often. And so I think about that, like the wash. I wear my jeans quite frequently, but I do wash them only on the weekends to keep them nice. Some people think it's gross, but I don't know.
I don't wash my jeans every time. No.
I actually have a pair of jeans and the instructions say do not wash. And I
makes
thought,
sense.
well, that's strange. And they also said to put it in the freezer to wash them.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, you can put your jeans in the
strange?
freezer.
What, so that they don't shrink?
And it like makes them smell not bad.
Oh, interesting.
I can't believe you don't know that.
I did not
But you
know
got a
that.
stinky
I
pair
didn't
of
even
jeans,
know
you put
that
'em in-
jeans smell bad.
Men wears jeans that smell.
I haven't done it, but that's
If you put them in the freezer, it takes the smell away.
Okay, good to know.
It's like a way to clean them without having the jeans change shape or the wash change.
Okay.
I know.
interesting.
TikTok.
I haven't
knew
done
that.
it, but
I'd never heard that.
No.
weird, right?
I'm like, that's brilliant.
I've dated some really scuzzy men. in
Yes,
my life.
really just got like, my husband's kind of clean. Do you, Caroline, do you have any investment pieces that you, I mean, I feel like your whole body is
You know,
investment
what's
piece.
funny is that I really do enjoy the high-low. Like
Yes.
I really do like affordable pieces and affordable fashion. I do like to invest certain pairs of boots, like a Kate boot that I've had for 5 years. I wear all the time. They have a sparkle. They're a little bit different. They're not like a typical any black boot that you could get anywhere. I like things that look a little bit different, a little bit cooler, like a bag. I have a Fendi bag that is like the multicolored. It is just so unusual and so cool. I think that's worth the investment.
Yeah.
Anything that you can make money back on, I think is a great investment, like jewelry and handbags. Anything that you can resell if you really needed it, I personally think is worth investing in.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
think the clothes, I'm not as much. I personally think my jewelry and my bags, things like that, are usually the more investment pieces, and the clothes usually are a little trendier, a little on the affordable side.
Right. Like the accessories can rotate.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. All right. Let's get into your jewelry.
Okay.
Okay. So layering jewelry for me, I cannot do it. It is so complicated. It feels, but you are just such a master at it. Can you give us some tips on layering jewelry and mixing also the high-low?
So for me, I obviously I love jewelry. I am just somebody that my entire life I've always loved jewelry, and even my dad wore chains, and we're Cuban, Venezuelan, and we just have always loved zhuzhing up, as I call it. So for me, when I add on necklaces, people always ask how do they not tangle. So personally, I always like one that's a little bit of a choker, so different lengths, obviously like a 15, a 17, sometimes 18, 24, a 30. So a lot of different layers of lengths. And then the different types of chains. Like you can't have all the little thin chains. Those are all gonna tangle. So having kind of like, whether it's a tennis necklace, a faux tennis necklace, Amazon has amazing faux tennis necklaces. And I always say, invest in the cheaper one first. Make sure you love it. Make sure it's the right size. I can't tell you how many times that, yes, you impulsively buy something that you think you need and want. And of course, 2 days later, you're like, on to the next thing and you don't really want it. So for me now, at 52 years old, I can honestly tell you I'd rather buy the look for less and make sure I love it before I go invest in something really expensive. So for jewelry, I think it's really fun. I love all the ball chains, different types. Like I have a 6mm, 10mm. Again, it's like mixing and matching the different styles and types of chains that you have. I think that's how they don't tangle, the different lengths. And don't be afraid to mix and match metals. Don't be afraid to throw in an Amazon, dupe with your fancy gold. Like for me, I think what's fun about it is that it's just accessories. It's supposed to just make a pop on your outfit. You're supposed to enjoy it. So I just say layer it up, have fun, go through your mom's jewelry, enjoy it, just wear it all, have fun with it. And it's great conversation piece. I have never walked in anywhere that someone doesn't, and not in a negative way, in the most positive ways. People will be like, oh, I love your jewelry, or like, what is that? And it's always a great conversation. You sometimes think it's too much, but if you confidently wear it and you love it, I think it's actually a really positive response.
Oh,
So
completely.
I just think just mix and match it all, different types of chains, different lengths of chains is the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's a good tip because I tried to layer with all the skinny.
No.
And then I
They'll
was like,
completely
why are they
tangle.
getting all tangled?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. And then what about you guys? Do you have any jewelry that you wear that never comes off, that you style every day into your looks?
Yeah, none of this comes off.
None of it, even the pearls?
Yeah, I know, and I shouldn't because I like work out in them and it's like ruining. But
So
I
pretty.
don't. Yeah, I switched this out with. Actually, I fucking hate to plug something, but I did. But I made a tennis necklace with Love AJ. That's like an affordable entry tennis necklace that is so beautiful, and we sold so many of them, and it makes me so happy. And I usually wear that, but I was like, I can't wear too many necklaces, and I'm like, fuck it, I should. Be
I know
wearing
you
both the
totally
necklaces.
can,
Yeah.
but it feels like either it's one or it's like a million. Like the in between is definitely
know.
hard.
Wear them all.
I know,
Yeah,
I
do
need
them
to.
all.
My rings are never. This was my grandpa's ring that I
So
put on when
pretty.
he died in 8th grade, and I've never taken it off. And I named my son after him. So that's like. And people always ask about it, and when people ask about it, I'm like, he's saying hi to me. I always
Yeah.
feel like it's nice to have things on your body that have such a special story. Like I was dying for these nameplates before I even gave birth to Carlo. I got the nameplate made because I was just like, he's in my body. And
Yeah.
I can't wait. You know, I was just so excited. And like I'll never take them off. So I think it's nice to have things that I have my daughter's initials on this one. Yeah, I just it never leaves. They never leave my body, which I think is really feels really good.
It
you know?
does feel really nice, and they feel closer to you.
Yeah.
What about you?
I love my little nameplate necklaces for my kids. I actually lost one of them. I had to rebuy it, one of them. So for a while I couldn't wear them because I can't just wear 2 kids necklaces.
Right.
That's a little weird. So I love, but I do take them off at night, and that's probably why I lost it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Oh.
yeah, I would have.
All right, so talking about accessories, let's talk about some of our most surprising or like gate-kept shops that we usually go to for our accessories.
I should get everything on the Real.
You get everything on the real.
So much.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay full price for something.
I'm the exact same. Right now, I feel like anything that I buy that I'm going to invest in, I would like it to be vintage or have
Yeah.
some sort of story or
Guys,
history.
Manolos on the Real can be $40. And they're so fucking cute. And I have like bought Manolos on the Real that I will never, that'll go to my daughter, you know, that were like $40, $50, $70 that are just easy little kitten heel fun. So I don't know. I mean, the Real just is such, and they accidentally price things so low all the time. So
So take advantage
you
of
don't know
that.
about that? Sometimes
Yeah.
the Real will make a mistake. So search the Real. Because
Right.
there are things
Instead
that
of,
are
like,
very
6,000,
expensive.
they
Yeah, it'll
say
be like,
60.
yeah, it's like that. So take advantage of their mistakes.
Amazing. Okay, what about you?
I love Cappered. I have all my jewelry that's stacked on here, and these ones are forever bracelets, but they have little meanings behind them, and I think it's nice because they have different price points, and they're all 14 karat, so you can take showers with it.
Amazing. I know you have like a million probably brands. And
But I agree. I like Real. I do like, if I'm going to invest in a bag, it will be from a consignment store or, Real, whatever. I do like those kind of investment pieces. I like eBay, Poshmark. First Dibs is good for jewelry, some vintage jewelry. And I also I love Amazon, to be honest with you. It's a great place to find anything from luxury all the way down to, $40 amazing dupe earrings or dupe bags. So I kind of go through the entire gamut from the typical Zara H&Ms, like for those like pieces you wear all the time.
yes.
But I like Real, eBay, Poshmark. You can find great things.
Yeah.
Japanese eBay is incredible.
Ooh, that's good.
My husband wears mostly vintage. He wears like a lot of vintage Armani or Ralph, and I'll steal that stuff from him, and that's all from Japanese eBay.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Okay, so this is a question that I want to know. It's not even on my notes, but I feel like so much obviously with style is very trend driven, and with social media we're seeing what everybody's wearing all the time, and obviously I feel like subconsciously can get influenced by that, and then we can lose ourselves a little bit. Can we talk about how your relationship with social media and how you find inspiration from that while also staying true to yourself and your own personal style? Anybody want to take that one?
I'll sometimes look at certain accounts to be like, oh, I should, like, I have all those things, how should I put it together?
Yeah.
Which I did for packing for here, because I was like, I haven't worn cold clothes in so long, and I was like, oh, like, that looks really cute with that, and I have those, so I think it's nice to look every once, but what I'm drawn to right now are like really staple pieces. Like I brought a vintage camel coat that I've had for 3 years, and all the girls that I follow are wearing either like a Barber jacket or a button down with, so I think it's just nice being, even like in terms of like designing for LPA, like LPA is a partnership with Revolve, and there was a long time where we were super trend driven, especially when we were fucking designing and doing wholesale, because like wholesale is so hard, because like a big department store will be like, I love the collection. They're like, everything needs to be blue and everything needs to be cap sleeve, and they'll literally give you like a trend report, and they'll be like, your collection should look like this trend report, because like that's what we know our buyers are going to want. And I was like, but then why are you buying it from me? Like you make it yourself, you know? So right now, like LPA is totally items that are super, like I feel like this is such a timeless dress. It's has a big sweep, it goes in at the waist. Like this is something that like is a dress that would have been in my grandmother's closet. Like my mom's always, she's always like, dress classy, dress classy, dress classy. And now it's like, and I went through like a punk rock stage and a ska stage, and like I've been through like every, just have purple hair, and I feel like that all brought me back to like where I am now, which is like, yeah, I just want to wear like classic pieces, which feels like I just want to feel ladylike and sexy all the time.
Same.
So anything that like cinches my waist and like makes my boobies look big is like really what I want to wear.
That makes sense. Okay, and what about you?
I feel like I go for more timeless pieces. So for me, this season I got a suede jacket. I feel like that's like a little on trend, but it's something outside of, I want to see what I have in my closet, and I don't like to buy unnecessary things just because I feel like this is what I do actually. I have a list of items that I get for fall. So if I'm like, I make notes of everything that I need. So I'll be like, okay, I need a new pair of black slacks. So if I'm looking for something, I'm looking for specific pieces. So I never really, I don't impulse buy.
You're not like just buying what you think is cute. Yeah. You're like, I actually really need this.
Right.
That is smart, to go into each season with a list of what you think you need, and maybe do like a closet clean out and then see what you need to fill in.
And I put my favorite pieces in the front of my closet. So if I'm in a rush or I'm just quickly need to grab something, I know these ones fit me nice, and I'll have 3 blazers or 3 jackets just towards the front that I can grab quickly, and I know I'm going to feel cute in them.
That's okay. Amazing.
I think for me with social media, like I watch it, and I think that what you watch really affects you. So for me, I don't like the kind of super aspirational to the point where it's just not real. Like when I'm watching that kind of fashion or that kind of influencer, for me, I don't relate to it as well. Like I like the everyday. I like what makes me feel good. I like watching people that like I relate to, that inspires me more, that is like, okay, that's something that's realistic to me. So I kind of stick to those accounts. I don't really watch or follow things that it's just something that I'm not interested in, or something that would make me uncomfortable. Like when you're constantly wanting things, it's a mind game half the time. When you're watching, it's everything new. We're selling things every day, and it can be really overwhelming. So I'm more like you, where like I am specific about what I watch, what I take in, and again, with shopping, I try to be smart. I do like the trends a little more. I am a little edgier. I like classic with some edge to it, or like a pop of color, or I am a New Yorker at heart, and so like I like the motorcycle boots, but maybe a crisp blazer, and so I do like mixing and matching. I never wanted to lose that. I think becoming a mom, I lost that a little bit, and I kind of got into that rut of just running around in that same outfit, and I'm somebody who really enjoys to get dressed. I really enjoy, it just makes me feel better, makes me feel ready, and so for me, I think I dress it up a little bit more, and because I think I spent so much time not getting dressed, and it felt like I kind of lost myself there.
Totally.
So I think now it's that getting dressed to me is fun, and it seals the deal for the day, ensuring that at least I've put my oxygen mask on first, I've taken care of myself, and then I can deal.
Yeah, that makes sense. For me, I feel like I follow way too many people, and I'm always telling myself I should just like unfollow everyone, and I feel like I see so much, and it can get so overwhelming for me. And so for me, when I get dressed in the morning, I first think about, like you, what's my day? Like, how comfortable do I want to be? Like, can I afford to wear heels? What do I need to wear? And if I don't have any inspiration on my own, I'm like, literally, I have no idea what to wear, then I'll turn to like that album that we talked about, or on Instagram, which is, I'm sure everybody does this and already knows this, but in your saved albums, I have an album that's Outfit Inspo, where I've just saved like all inspiration that I find on social media, and then when I want to when I need the inspiration, then I turn to that.
You know who's good for that? Who's that cute? I'm an idiot. I have such bad mom brain. Who's the gorgeous? Is she Danish or Swedish? Her name starts with an M. She's blonde hair. Who?
Yeah. Matilda.
Matilda.
Yeah.
What a perfect little angel. Yeah. Her outfits are to die for. Like, and they're so simple. It is everything that you could buy from H&M. It's like, it's literally just like a V-neck sweater and a white t-shirt under it, and then put like a bouncy curl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. And she makes me feel good about myself, because I'm like, she's not totally, it's not like, whoa, like that's overwhelming to me. I'm like, she's just wholesome and cute and like makes me feel good, and like maybe I should get a headband. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And that's like
That's
enough.
like
a headband, just a little headband is gonna do me really well.
Yeah.
I like following accounts like that.
Yeah, I think less is more. I think when we think about how getting dressed, I think it really has to be about our own identity and what we feel the most comfortable in. With that, I'd love to open it up to you guys and give you the opportunity to ask us anything you want. So, all right, right here in the front.
Pieces, I guess. Like, what would be a good start? Like, maybe like a shoe.
Good
Like
question.
a frill or something.
I think probably like what they said, making a list of the pieces that you really feel like you're missing. Are you missing the black blazer? Are you missing a big black bag? Are you missing a pointy kitten heel? Like first, I think identifying what are the actual items that you want, and then starting to do your research and like, I don't know, for me, I like to go into the shops and try things on. I'm not a huge online shopper. What would you guys say, starting your investment shopping?
I think a shoe. Like these make me feel, they're knee high. They make me feel so good with baggy jean, anything. And like this was, I remember my husband being like, you need a black boot that you can wear forever. Like, like he's like, you deserve it. You're like, you work hard, like buy the boot. And it's like, I probably avoided buying like 5 cheap boots in the meantime, you know? So I made my, you know, it's like totally made my money's worth. Cost me $50 to get them resold, which I've done twice. And like, they make me feel good. And so I just know that it's something that I can always put on and that I consistently feel really good. And I think an accessory should just be like so joy sparky like that. So that's good in like investment wise, you know?
I would say my Row zip-up boots, I have worn them so many times, and I get them cleaned. So I'll get them shined up, and they look brand new. I even wore them to a few festivals. They were filthy afterwards. They were so comfortable, and they're such a timeless piece that because the Row is so classic, they don't update the styles very often. It's just new additional pieces. So I feel like
That's
they always
something
look
important to look for, right? Like Kate, Totem, and the Row make
they
the
don't
same
switch it up so
thing
much.
a lot. So it's not like you bought something in the next season, there's a whole new thing. Like
Right.
they remake it so it looks seasonless.
It is though important to know like those investment pieces. I wish I had invested in a Row blazer instead of, I needed a new black blazer, and I was either gonna go for like the cheaper one from Frankie Shop, which was like $3 something, or the Row one, which was like maybe $1,000. And I decided, I was like, I don't want to spend the money right now, so I'm just gonna get the cheaper one. And I got the cheaper one. I'm sorry, Frankie Shop. I'm like, and it was, I felt like the Row one I would probably have worn for the rest of my life. Like I would have it forever, and like Pia said, I would have made the money back. Whereas the other one now, I'm like, I feel like I still need that investment piece, and it's not gonna last me through the season. So
Wendy, I'm going to say for two, I
Yeah.
think investment pieces that are good are ones, again, that are classic and timeless.
Yes.
Like, I think invest in something that isn't super trendy, you know,
Yes.
like a classic color, a classic piece. So, again, it goes through the years. You always go back to it. It always comes back in style or never goes out of style, like the classic, you know, Chanel flat bag, or, you know, that perfect watch that you've always wanted, or a piece of jewelry. Things that last, again, that you can sell and you can make money on, I think, are always those good investment pieces, and they're a classic, like the classic
seasonless.
blazer. Yes, the
Yes.
classic black boot is always the great pieces.
totally. Okay, next. Let's do the pink arm in the middle.
Hi, ladies. Thanks for being here. This is awesome to hear all of your advice and take. I have a question that's not as much fashion related, but more on the podcast side. My sister Morgan and I started a podcast. We're in our freshman year still with the podcast. But
Congratulations.
Thank you. But we're in that stage of life where millennials, Morgan has a child, I'm in that fertility journey, and managing, we both have full-time, right now, our day jobs, right? How did you all, I don't know how everyone got started with their podcast, but how did you manage time with balancing, if you did have a different career, and then the podcast? Because we all know it, it takes a lot of time, and where we fall short is on the social media, because we're like, oh my gosh, we're just focused on getting out the episode, right? So what's your advice about that?
Mine are recorded at like 11 p.m. in bed, and they're always turned in late, and I get emails all the time being like, your podcast is late. But, so I'd like to know what you guys do to stay organized.
I'm like 70, I go back and sometimes I can be really on it, and then when I'm really busy, it's really hard. Like there's no exact science. I wish we could say, I don't know. I feel like batching, like
I know, batching. But do you do yours, do you like yours to be like current? Like do you feel like you want it, like that's my problem, right? Is like I want the episode that's coming out to be like what my life was that week.
Yeah.
But then it's tricky because if you have episodes that are batched, then you can get organized and be ahead. And so I oscillate between like those two things. It just has to be in your schedule, and that's what I do
that's
now.
what I was gonna say.
It's
You
like,
just, like,
every
schedule your
Wednesday.
time.
It's like non-negotiable. Like that is your day, and have that be like a day before the last. You know what I mean? In case you have to move it a day, but that's just like it's in the calendar. You know, that's like the only way. I don't know. How do you guys? Do it?
I was gonna say too, just, again, sometimes your schedules are, it's okay, and sometimes you're slammed and it's crazy, and I do think scheduling, just having that schedule so it's in your calendar, whether it's for social media, like whether it's for content, it is important. You have to have it. I do believe that. So I think making that time and having it, whether it's once a week, twice a week, where you schedule that time to shoot content or shoot that podcast and maybe bank two. So the next week you're not rushing and it's still somewhat relative. But I think staying super organized and having things in your calendar that are non-negotiable. Because it's brutal with the kids, and asking for help. You've got to ask for help because with kids and with your family, it's insanity. So don't be afraid to ask for help.
okay, right here.
Hi, my name's Audrey, and I'm a college student here in New York. My whole life takes place within this mile, and I do a lot of walking, and I'm a fashion college. So what are your tips for shoes on daily life? I walk up to like 20,000 steps a day here in the city. I need comfortable, and I need to look good. Like I can't do like the Holkas with my slacks. I'm sorry.
I used to walk from 7th and D to Parsons in like thigh high, like like I was like, I have to be a fashion student.
All the time.
So embarrassing.
I would say, I think those row boots that you have, like any kind of clunky boot, I feel like is good that has some sort of platform is super comfortable. I also I don't know if you're open to a sneaker, but it's not like a Hoka. I think a Salomon is really cute with like trousers or jeans. Also,
Even a Samba, right? I feel like a Samba could be cute.
I love
with
Samba.
yeah, Samba obviously.
They're not
so
that comfortable for walking long, do you feel like?
I wore them on vacation and I did find them comfortable.
Yeah, I thought they were-
But I get how sometimes the Samba's
but
not
sometimes
comfortable.
it's not. But
There's like too much of a lift in the middle
Yeah.
sometimes.
I know all my New York friends, they like have their big tote bags and carry the change of shoes in their bag.
So 80s power woman to me.
So yeah, it's so. But I think I'm same. I'm a sneaker girl. I feel super comfortable. Like if I were to go into work, I feel super comfortable wearing a trouser and a sneaker. It's totally up to
I think
you.
it looks cool to wear a sneaker. I do
Yeah. And then I don't know, like the ballet slipper, no. You
Yeah,
know,
ballet slipper.
pointy flats, no. Heels, probably not. Yeah, I know that's what's so hard because it depends on the day and the weather and everything. But I do feel like having a good basic sneaker, a good comfortable boot, those will hopefully get you through. And a loafer, a comfortable loafer.
Oh,
Loafers are
loafer.
hard though, but
Yeah.
comfortable loafer with thick socks. Yeah. Okay, right here.
Hi, my name's Liz. I've been working in the fashion industry for almost 4 years now. And since you've all had successful careers in fashion, I wonder if you have a favorite piece of advice that you received in your early career.
I came up in a very like oh my God, we were both at People's Revolution. I
Yes.
totally forget.
I know. She was an intern at People's Revolution.
There was a fucking employee there, and I lived
Oh,
in
wait,
the building. I lived above Kelly's bedroom because I couldn't afford an apartment. And I would hear her be like,
Talk
"Oh,
more
no,
about
you're up there," and I'd be like, "Fuck," because she would just like screw. I like came up in the like verbally abusive fashion world in New York, which I like love, and so I think it's really nice to have like a job that is like one of those things where you're like, I can't fuck up, because you're gonna make so many mistakes and you'll never make them again. And I miss I worked like 12 hours a day. I was like smoking cigarettes in the morning with my coffee outside of work, gross, but I was like so stressed, and it was like that like chaotic fashion life. But I hear those things in my head all the time. Like I hear my boss from Reformation when I worked there forever, like I never make those mistakes again. So I think like keeping track of like what your boss does, that even if it's somebody who you're like, this person bothers, like you're never gonna have a boss that you like love perfectly. I think we all think that we're supposed to like work for this like magical person that doesn't exist who's like perfect. Like people aren't perfect. And so if you can see the attributes that you love from your boss and just really like learn from your mistakes and not be scared to make a mistake, it's like fashion is just like, it's like anything. Like no matter what job you're gonna be in, you're gonna make mistakes and you wanna learn and you wanna grow. And I think figuring out like where you wanna be and how people got there, and taking kind of like any type of job, not being so like, I would need to get here, so I have to follow this thing, kind of just like rolling with it organically, I think is really powerful.
I'm going to say too, I always think that your reputation is everything. So I always
Yes.
think, how you act and how you respond to things is everything. So I always keep in mind, again, that I do, your reputation means a lot, and how you leave people feeling, they will remember. So it's always like, just take note of that, take pride in that, I think. And I agree with you. It's learn, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know something, ask, go home, study, learn it. Don't have to be asked 2 or 3 times, but definitely ask the questions. I think curiosity is key. And I think people want to see that you want to learn, that you're interested, and it's hard, it's long hours, but I think hard work really pays off, and consistency and persistence is everything.
And I think being a yes person, like I think that that's so something that people look for when they're hiring, just being someone with a positive attitude that wants to always say yes and wants to make something work even if it seems impossible.
And I came from the corporate world before, and one of my favorite bosses, what she always taught me is if I had a question, she wouldn't start speaking until I had my notes out. And so that was a huge learning lesson for me, because she's like, you're gonna forget this, you need to write this down. And so I was so trained to have my notes, even if it felt like I already know this, I'm gonna remember this. And I do that with my team now. I'm like, are you ready? Are you in a position to take notes and to learn this right now? Because you can tell someone something and they're like, I'm thinking about something else, you're on a different page. So really being intentional and mindful when you're asking questions that you're gonna learn and retain the information.
Okay, I feel like we have time for one more question in the red here.
Cute talk.
I know,
Hey, it's
so cute.
You guys look radiant, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am curious, you all talked about your meaningful pieces of jewelry. What are your favorite brands to get those meaningful pieces from?
You wanna know something creepy? There's really beautiful jewelry at pawn shops. I know that sounds crazy, but there's like beautiful gold vintage jewelry like at estate sales and at vintage like antique places that sell furniture, like auctions, online auctions, like liveauctioneers.com is where I get everything for my house and all of my jewelry. All from like,
So like your nameplate necklaces?
this a friend made, but like this
Okay.
is from this is with my grandfather's, but like all my like fun stuff that I wear a lot, that I wear forever. I didn't bring a lot because I'm traveling and I get nervous about like having stuff with me when I'm traveling. But like I get so much on live auctioneers. I can't even tell you. Like really well priced, real gold, vintage pearls, diamonds, like costume jewelry, Chanel stuff, everything.
Wow, okay.
These ones are from Rachel G Jewelry. She's a small business here in New York. And then I love my Spinelli Kilcullen rings. They're so close to my heart because they represent my kids. So I like that you can design the ring chains how you want them. And for me, the numbers are really big and important. So.
I think for me, I love, I like small female-owned, companies. Everything I'm wearing is female-owned, so I love buying from that. My friend Tiffany Chow from Shop Aurora is unbelievable, just really cool pieces that are so worth the investment. My friend Dara Kay, made this earring, and she just makes really cool pieces too. There's a lot of just female designers, Milestones by Ashley. There's a lot of great spots to find some great pieces.
For me, I'll just say there's no specific brands I would say that are the brands that I go to that make me feel the most it makes me feel the most meaningful when I wear them and whatnot. I feel like for me it's more about where I'm purchasing something. I don't really shop at home. In Los Angeles, I don't really go out and shop but when I'm traveling is when I go out and do my shopping, whether it's vintage or on Fifth Avenue here, so that any time that I'm buying something, it's kind of closed out by, it's bookended or however you say it, that it's part of this trip, it's part of this memory. So that's something for me that's always fun. Shopping on vacation is my favorite. All right, guys, I think we're all done, but this has been such a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
Thank you
for
guys.
being
Thank
here.
Yeah.